What is up, everybody? Mark on the mic, joined by my good friends, Mr. Ryan Muckenhirn, and my good friend also, Mr. Erik Barber. Usually it's just us, Ryan. This is a treat.
I don't know. Rick?
Guys, oftentimes the fair sex, they talk about accessories. Like, oh, cute bag, or I love this. Who cares? Those aren't cool accessories, but we're going to talk about some cool accessories today and some cool economical ones to upgrade your Tikka bolt-action rifle.
I love it.
Heck yeah.
And I could not be more excited about this after that intro. That was phenomenal.
Well, thank you. And I couldn't be more excited about your Tikka, Erik. Well, heck, let's just start with yours right here. We got it here. We got it right now. It might be going on an elk hunt this year.
Different gun, but same platform.
Oh, that's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the 300 is going to go on the elk hunt.
Gotcha. Well, I stand corrected. Yep. Either way, I like this one. And you modded this one with something very simple, something relatively inexpensive. But for you, it changed the rifle a lot.
It did.
Let's talk about this thing a little bit.
Yeah, so what we've got here is my T3X Lite chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. And Ryan, I got this idea after talking with you. Essentially, this came out of like our rifle fitment conversations.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest like illustrating factor here is to look at another similar rifle. So Mark, you've got your, this is their Ember edition, also T3X Lite. And what you're noticing here is like differences in the grips. So what I did was I replaced the stock grip that came with it with I want to say it was like it was less than $25. It might have been $21.99 on Amazon. But just popped off that grip. You loosen up a hex screw in the back, hex screw in the front. This whole system pops right off. Put the new one in. Simple. Anyone can do it. I mean, I am the farthest from handy when it comes to working on my own firearms, and this took me less than 5 minutes. And once I had it installed, I mean, what I noticed the most was the way that the gun shouldered in the direction of the pressure inward to my shoulder pocket. I felt like with the stock grip and with other, flatter angled grips, I feel like you get a little bit of like upward pressure when you shoulder the rifle. Like it's almost like, pushing it up into your like collarbone, right? Mm-hmm. Versus with the more, I guess
more vertical,
yeah,
if you will.
Exactly. So a steeper angle that way, you can actually like with your, 3 fingers here, like push that gun right into the pocket. So you're getting like a very consistent, like pressure back into that pocket. So I equate it more to like when I buy a bow, the first thing I do is like I take off the grip. I really like side plates, and that's just a personal preference thing. It helps me eliminate like torque in the bow, and this is similar in that like it's a personal preference. I really like the way that feels. I like the way that it gives me like that natural like straight back rearward pressure.
Yep.
And I even found that, and again, this is like just in tinkering around my house, but like when I put that grip on, I had the gun down on like shooting sticks. And I felt like I was getting it like directly back into my shoulder pocket, and I was getting a lot less wobble than compared to like before when I had the just the stock grip on there. Mm-hmm. So
that's what I was going to ask, is if you did some A/B testing like before and after, just to see like, oh, is this really doing something? And I noticed that as well, whether it's a stock that has an aftermarket stock that has a more vertical grip, or something like what you did there. You gain a next level of stability, just with the grip itself and the way it's applying pressure as you shoulder the rifle.
Absolutely. And I think that's, for me, like that was a cool thing because, a lot of times like most stock rifles that you buy out of the box, you're pretty limited in like affordable, easy, low friction upgrades that you can make to the gun. But I thought that was awesome. And I know there's a lot of other things that you can do to a gun, but I think specifically that grip was something that like really, impressed me, and was something that I'm like, man, people need to know about this, because it's, for somebody that doesn't spend a whole ton of time shooting this rifle, like just recreationally. You know, I get that thing dialed before hunting season, and I'll take it out, you know, for a couple times to like prep beforehand. But for somebody that doesn't shoot a lot, like when I made that switch, it was so noticeable that I can only imagine how noticeable it would be for someone that's like tinkering and really like understanding every nuance with their setup.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm a stickler for rifle fitment because I think it's something that goes overlooked, or not overlooked, but like ignored. You know, we take for granted that the rifle's got a stock. You hold onto it here, you hold onto it here, you put it to your shoulder, you do the thing. But you as an archer, and this is a conversation that we've had, like, think of how obsessive you are about the fit of your bow.
Yep.
The same level of diligence and attention, in my opinion, should be put to the fitment of your rifle. And I argue like the rifle's more lenient than the bow is anyways, right? Because, you know, the bow is a much more sensitive system. The rifle, you can get away with a lot more. But when you get one dialed and you get it really well fit, the driving experience, shooting experience, whatever you want to call it, is only amplified. You have more control of the system. You have less negative input onto the system. You talked about torque. So you look at the other two examples of T3X that we have on the table here. We didn't have a bone stock T3X like baseline 1 model. So we have like baseline 3 in that T3X Superlight 300 Win Mag there, the center one. But you see that more open grip on there. And to your point, Rick, you have the ability to over grip that rifle a little bit easier with that grip style than you do the vertical presentation, which translates to torque, which translates to potentially, you know, a blown group.
Yeah.
So that level of vertical presentation in the grip module that you added to your Tikka is about perfect. More than that, for me personally, it gets a little obnoxious, but that's right in the pocket. I think that's a nice little addition.
Well, Erik, you were saying, you know, for somebody that, you know, shoots a lot, they might notice it more. But I'd say, you know, something like this, it is obviously for everybody, and maybe it even benefits the person who doesn't shoot a whole lot even more because they're able to get into that rifle and, you know, shoot it with more stability, a higher level of accuracy versus, you know, trying to, you know, make them fit the rifle.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, it was noticeable enough for me that, so how, like some backstory, Mark, you alluded to that I'm going to try to shoot an elk this year. I bought a 300 Win Mag that I initially bought this grip for first. Just with kind of like, I only bought one of them, even though I've got obviously this 6.5 that can accommodate that same grip, but I wasn't sold on it. So I bought it for the 300 and put it on there, and immediately I was so like, to your point, like I was so like, man, that is substantial. So I need to get this on all of them. And the other thing that's cool about that now is I have two rifles, very similar, but obviously very different chamberings, but they're set up the exact same. So the grip profile is the exact same. The optic is the exact same. Just a different, you know, caliber and different application. Yeah. And, you know, for me, I feel like that's something that I feel pretty excited about because now I've got like a setup for basically anything that I need right now.
Yep, absolutely.
100%. I mean, as much as, you know, it's awesome to get a bunch of new cool guns. I mean, a person gets himself a 6.5 Creedmoor and a 300 and
you can
what
do
else
some
is
work.
there?
You can tackle a lot of different things in a lot of different places. What's something like that run a guy, Rick?
Less than $25. I bought it on Amazon. It showed up like the next day. You know, I literally want to say it was $21.99.
Yeah.
So something that, like, if you are shooting a T3X, I mean, it is so easy to at least swap that out and try at the very least, see what it feels like, what it does for you. I mean, what I would actually really like to do, you know, if we were gonna like truly go down a rabbit hole here, is get that thing totally dialed. Shoot it at like, you know, out to distance, say 500 yards, where you're going to start to really like amplify like any, you know, flaws in form, you know, and see what the average group size is with the more vertical grip compared to the stock grip. My guess is that you would see a lot, you know, you would be more consistent with the more vertical grip, just because it feels better. And again, that's a personal preference thing. Like if someone else picks up this gun and they're immediately drawn to the more like contoured grip, go that way. You're going to shoot best with what you feel most comfortable with. But for me, I mean, it was significant enough that I right away knew that I needed to have that on both my guns.
Yeah.
So.
And not that we ever talk about Tikkas on this podcast.
No.
And Mark, you had made a statement earlier about there's a lot of guns that offer a lot of nice features. The T3X doesn't stand alone, but it is one of the more, I would say, better exemplifications of a rifle that is designed to scale a little bit. And so aside from having this crazy broad swath of offerings from barrel contours, fluting options, threading options, colors, etc., that kind of drive you into a very purpose-built rifle, you have the ability without a ton of money to do what I think are really meaningful changes to fitment. And those you're going to find in your forend, in your grip, and in your comb. Aftermarket stocks exist for just about every major manufacturer of rifle out there, turn bolt rifle out there, that can accommodate these things, but go shop for that kind of stock. You can spend $1,000 on just the stock.
Yeah.
And like that. I just got an MDT carbon. Look them up. They're very expensive. I got what I wanted, but you have to pay for it. Whereas with the T3X, I have the ability to scale it here, there, and everywhere. And this is unique to the X. So if you're a T3 former owner, you can add, with a little bit of crafty gunsmithing, a comb riser and a forend, a beaver tail style forend. The X is just designed to plug and play with all three, right? So that's super simple. We don't have an example of the beaver tail on here. I own two Tikkas with the beaver tail. Oh, Mark. Why do I even...
Do I have it in my printouts? I think I might.
You just rolled past two different options. Yep, so orange and green. And they come in different colors. Orange, green, gray, black, which is super cool. So just giving the shooter a little bit of a wider forend. This is advantageous in some places, unnecessary in others. One of the better things out there, although I don't understand the cost, is the cheek piece. So the comb height on the standard T3X, admittedly low, as are 99.999% of the bolt action rifles on the market. Please, rifle manufacturers in the United States of America and global, understand that. We all use rifle scopes now. Let's give us about 3/8 to 5/8.
We're not asking for a lot here.
just a little bump.
Just a little bump. Just something to get
us by.
Get us by.
Tikka has this pancake style cheek piece. It's very small, tasteful. Goes right on the top. You run a single fastener in, and it locks it in place. I've got them on several T3s. They get me to as close as I can get before I start modifying rings and bases and things like this to hug that optic just a little bit lower. So really nice addition. I don't have to buy an adjustable stock. That could cost thousands of dollars. I can just get the comb height right.
Mm-hmm,
and that's brilliant. The forend, if you're shooting, a varmint gun, you want that little bit of wider, kind of a bag rider situation. That's that. If you do a lot of offhand shooting, I've talked to some shooters. They really like that larger forend on there for control. They look cool too when you get them in orange. So
that's what you have. Is that you have both these right
here?
I
have the full orange complement.
Yeah.
So I've got the grip module, the forend module, the cheek piece, and the orange bolt knob.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you get the steak knives and the juicer with it?
Chops, dices, slices.
Okay.
Yep,
good.
Whole thing.
Good. Set it and forget it.
Yeah.
That's a cool rifle, man.
Yeah.
And it does show how you can scale this rifle platform and customize it. And it might be something that, maybe you do start shooting more over time and you're like, you know what? Like I've been fighting the comb height a little bit. I didn't think I was, but now I've pinpointed that. Yeah. Boom, you can do that. And also you don't have to spend the money up front either. You can kind of play as you go, Yeah. Or you can, if you just want to get a cool project and you know what you want the gun to be, buy the base gun and
right. And again, you're not spending a fortune on that. So you can afford to experiment and tinker without feeling like you're, so overly committed to something that, for $25 you're swapping out that grip. For an extra $28 you're doing the forend. You're very doable.
That doesn't work. I don't know. I think that we lost internet.
Mark, based on the enormity of your printouts today, I'm going to say that it doesn't just stop with grip panels and forend modules and cheek risers. There's more.
There's more, and I think my array of printouts here exemplifies, with a visual appeal. All the different things a person can do, and also there's so many different models. Like you look at this guy here. You've got the fluted bolt. You've got the bolt knob. Actually, that's kind of the same as the one you guys have there. But they have a couple different bolt knob variants there. Yeah. On right here, there's about a bazillion bolt knobs.
Yeah, so
shooter's choice here.
Cool part about the Tikkas, they're bolt assembly, 2-piece with a swappable bolt handle. So if you want to get wild and creative with that, you can get some exotic materials, some exotic shapes and sizes, and do some fun things there. You can also just throw some aesthetic stuff on there, like the cocking piece shroud. They make those in a variety of colors and shapes and materials and things like this. That's aesthetic. That's not going to provide you a performance advantage. But for the most part, I've actually gone away from the big bolt knobs and gone just with the standards, except for on that 308.
Why is that?
So this is just a little bugaboo. The bigger bolt knobs weigh more, and they're larger, so I can hook them on stuff.
Right.
I looked at some like how light could I make a Tikka? I went down that rabbit hole for a little while and courted some titanium options. It was not a winning proposition from a money standpoint.
No.
Like I was giving up a handful of grams, but not enough to be useful. You'll find a greater weight savings in the stock and in the barrel profile than you will in a bolt handle. So I've just kind of gone back to the classic Tikka teardrop on most of my other Tikkas. Again, save for that 308, which has a larger knob.
I can say on the one that I've run the most, which is my, I'd say, semi-heavily modded.
Yeah,
Tikka.
the only factory parts on there, Mark, are the bottom metal, receiver, and trigger.
It's like 3 things. But I've never found the bolt to be like, you know what, I really want to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I like it.
Yep. It's fine.
So, cool, man. One thing on my, and I didn't, as much as I love that gun, I didn't feel like it fit our conversation here today.
Very fair.
But maybe I should have brought it though, because there's a couple mods that Ryan, we've been talking about making to that particular gun, that really aren't an arm and a leg.
No, and very much so expand the actual functionality of the rifle and then in that capability. So
I think I got my printouts here.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, right here. Mm-hmm. Talk about that guy a
so
little bit.
What Mark is referring to is a Hell's Canyon Armory bottom metal and magazine kit. So Mark's very famous Tikka T3X is chambered in 300 Wisdom.
You know, it is. We did a podcast just on that rifle a while back.
Yeah.
It did really well.
Yeah, people are hot to trot on what shirt you wearing, man. They want to know.
Yeah.
If you want to join in the conversation, we linked it below. So
yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
One of the kind of sticky points on that specific chambering in the rifle, though, is you're very limited to COAL.
Mm-hmm.
And I can fix that by modifying factory magazines, which admittedly I'm not super keen about. Mark definitely isn't keen about. However, aftermarket options exist in a bottom metal and magazine kit that expand the COAL maximum. And so Mark and I were developing a load first rifle. I was using some low data that I had previously from 300 short mag in this particular bullet, mapped out his chamber, figured out where his lands and grooves were, set my COL to what I like to start at, and wouldn't you know it, the rifle was an absolute demon. And we were putting up 2,900 and change with a 175 high BC hunting bullet, and it was just gravy. Didn't fit in the magazine. So it's somewhat of a moot point. Of course, I slide Marco this link for the Hell's Canyon Armory magazine kit. And I said, if you order it now, I can have all the ammo prepped and loaded. It'll get here. I'll install it on your rifle. You will go on your bear hunt. You will have this spectacular, ballistic solution at the ready. And Mark said, nah, we'll just find different ammo.
We were on a fairly tight timeline.
We had 9 days.
We had found a factory load.
Yeah.
That gun absolutely hammers with the Hornady 200 grain ELDXs that were coming out the pipe. I want to say at 27.85 with that lot of ammo, and I think I'll still do this just because it gives me some versatility. But we have found something that works and works well, and I've killed a couple bears with it now, actually. Oh, and a deer. So, but I'll still probably do it, maybe somewhat for the sake of doing it, but also That other load shot really well. So maybe I go to hunt California or something like that, and it's like I need an all copper loading.
That's what gets you to do it?
Ryan, do you know how many deer I've shot and other things with all copper bullets? I am for the load that shoots the best out of my rifle. And also, it probably needs to be...
Man, I did not think we'd get here today, but I like it.
Here we are.
What? Hold on. This is not some sort of intervention.
Well, Mark...
Ryan, I shot
surprise.
I shot a Columbia blacktail deer with the original Barnes X. You probably weren't even born yet. So there, pen drop.
Oh gosh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I also need to, because I have the short action version, though. I need the
XL bolt stop.
The XL bolt stop. Yep. So, which had I bought just a 300, like a standard 300 Win Mag,
you'd have been good to go. We're fine.
But then I would have been.
It's fine. We're fine.
No, we're fine. So, short makes better. Sorry, Erik. Need I bring up the 1,000 yard world record 5-shot group that was shot with a 300
It was shot
mag.
with a 300 short mag. Happened to be thrown at long.
I didn't think we'd get there either, but as long as we're not getting places today.
We might as well go.
For those listening, it was throated long and would not fit in the magazine of Mark's rifle. So there's that.
And that's why we might do some of this stuff.
But Hell's Canyon is one of now many companies making performance Tikka upgrades that do change the capability of the system. And they're not just aesthetic. They're not just look good. There's true functionality to them. I was over at Matt's place the other day.
Okay.
Matt Peterson Precision. And I got to handle the new Unknown Munitions extended magazine that will accept the 300 Super Wisdom.
Oh, dear.
Handily.
Oh, dear.
Which, of course, throws my entire project for an entire loop, because now, do I just do it on a Tikka? It's just everything. Options coming down the pike at me like...
Boy, that'll turn your world upside down.
It did turn my world upside down. It's very nice. It's well finished. It's good part. It'll be interesting. I know there's a Super Wisdom being built on it. So,
interesting.
Not mine.
Internally here?
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope. This is an external
out in the wild.
podcast listener. Got a hold of Matt, and they're going to spin him up a 300 Super Wisdom on a Tikka. Been a handful of those through Matt's shop. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor
put one together
from here at Vortex. We influenced him, right?
We did.
We're influencers.
Influencers in the wild.
I'm trying to. What are some notable companies, producing like really cool, high quality aftermarket stuff? We got a couple on the table here.
Mountain Tactical, which you have on the table. Magazines, brilliant billet options. A little bit more COAL. And this is not counting stocks, which Tikkas are catching up quickly in the aftermarket stock game. Not to the degree that a Remington 700 and its clones and derivatives, or Savage 10110s.
But there's a lot of high quality aftermarket. I mean, Peak 44, Manners,
Macmillan, AG Composites, KRG. The list goes on and on. All the big contemporaries, right? Calyx Technic there, which is a very favorite of mine. That is a beautiful piece of machinery. I like fancy machine things. That is a fancy machine thing.
Well, this one looks like there's a little bit more to it than that other cheek piece you were talking about.
Not a whole heck of a lot more. Take your rubber butt pad off and take the little foam insert out. Set that thing in there. There's a template that they send you.
You have this on one of your rifles, do you not?
I have not installed it, but I have a Calyx.
Okay.
Yeah. And you punch a couple holes in it and you screw it down. It's done.
That's where I get nervous. I'm not a big hole puncher of things.
Nah. Once you spray the first layer of rattle can on it all,
then it's good.
Yeah, you're over. It's over. I was fitting Spartan gunsmith adapters. I measured and indicated the first one for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is good. And I'm like, I'll just eyeball this. Drilling through $1,000 Kevlar and carbon fiber stocks. Like, I don't care. Yeah, no sweat. I used a 2-axis table and a drill press. I'm not a chimpanzee, but
that's one thing I was thinking about, and I only thought about it after I got to work today. I should have brought a Spartan gunsmith adapter,
sure,
though, because to me that
I do have
So you've got the universal on there, Erik, on that one. That's what I have on my other rifle. I haven't gotten this one set up yet, but boy, that's an aftermarket, lightweight, not super expensive aftermarket upgrade. That to me, we're talking about changing the functionality in a very positive way to your rifle setup. That's a good way to go. We don't have the bipod here with us, but it plugs right in. So
very, very scalable system. Very, and we're not talking about true gunsmithing here. This is stuff you do at home.
Yeah, I literally did it at my desk. I installed that at my desk with Mark. We're like, hey, does this one work? And we screwed, and there it is.
There you have it.
Gunsmiths.
So whether it's a T3X Lite, like I said, that very base model, or if it's a like Erik has a T3X Rough Tech, Mark's is a Rough Tech Super Light. That's a Euro Optics exclusive. That's one of the finest rifles somebody who fancies a lightweight rig can get.
I'm excited to use that one.
Yeah,
that thing.
Did you end up with a Rough Tech in your 300 Winnie, or did you end up with a Super Light Rough Tech?
Super Light Rough Tech. Yeah,
very good.
Okay.
Yep. Good. Surprising how much lighter that thing is, even than my
different barrel contour.
Yeah,
a little bit shorter barrel. You strip a fair amount of pork out. Same stock though.
Yeah,
same stock, same receiver, just barrel contour and length.
I'd say this one that we have in the middle here is not threaded. We got this one pre-thread.
Correct.
So I believe all Tikkas are coming threaded these days.
This is what I hear. I have not substantiated or confirmed.
Okay. Makes it good for putting a suppressor on.
Yep. Mark, you should think about getting one of those.
About that.
We get a couple comments on that every now and then.
I'm considering that.
There's a group of people out there who make it a very important point.
Here's
regardless of the topic.
Here's what's going to happen though, because I will get one eventually.
Sure.
I mean, that's
such a tease.
I'm not trying to be, but then honestly, like, I'm worried that I like the attention. And then once I get a suppressor, it's going to go away.
I don't think it'll ever go away.
Look, man, I'm not saying they're lining up with pitchforks and torches. You could also be losing.
Am I in danger?
Well, you could be losing credibility. So
I totally am.
There's a kind of a float pendulum here that needs to maintain some sort of equilibrium. Like it was cute when we were trying to
exactly.
It's
not cute anymore.
But now it's like, geez, what is this guy's deal?
What's his problem?
Yeah.
Oh no.
The pendulum has swung.
Ship is sinking.
And
I mean, they know where you work. They know where to find you. One Vortex drive.
Maybe that's what it takes.
That is the address here.
Yeah. You could show up and you could request Mark.
I didn't ask you to
I'll go get him. I will go get him.
I know the one I want. I just need to do it. It's as simple as that. And newsflash, current events. I think that's even less of an excuse here shortly.
Yep.
So. What am I going to do when I run out of excuses? That's not good.
That's very true.
Ryan, anything else that that we missed that some folks might be wanting to think about if they want to, aftermarket upgrade, accessorize?
Yeah, the whole
their
point.
Tikka? The
whole point of this one was that you don't have to be a gunsmith and you don't have to cut $1,000 check to change the functionality of your rifle. And it really does cover down well, right? So we're going to make meaningful change to geometry, and then in some of these cases, make meaningful change to functionality.
Yeah.
Not that the system doesn't run wonderful. I have bone stock T3X.
I mean, that's just it, right?
Yeah, and I love them. And you've heard me tout the merits of them before, and now my friends are all realizing that it was true. Which is good.
Influenced again.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to come full circle, Ryan.
Yeah. So no, this is perfect. I mean, there's a whole bunch of widgets and gadgets out there. I think these are the big hitters that do really change how you feel and drive that rifle. So these are all winners.
Yeah, and now's the time to be doing it.
Yeah.
Off season right now is no time like the present than to kind of start tinkering a little bit.
Yeah, don't do what I do what I say.
Yeah.
Don't screw with your rifles 3 days before the hunt. Don't zero your rifle and your barrel's still warm when you get to deer camp.
I mean, that's not your fault though, Ryan, because usually I'm taking up your time like 7 days before the hunt.
Yeah, but that's not my equipment.
But that's for
so
my equipment, so then it leaves you 3 days.
Oh, that's fine. It's just my crippling decision, as James says.
before deer camp last year, he sighted in his rifle before, like
I left the range and drove to
Jimmy's.
the barrels were still warm when I got there.
Worked.
Yeah.
Hey, oh yeah, no, got him.
Cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for listening out there. Tell you what, did this inspire you to maybe customize your ticket? Maybe it inspired you to get one to begin with, so you can customize it. Do you have one already? What have you done to it?
We want to know.
What have you done for me lately? No, that's the question that I get asked. Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for listening. Happy hunting and shooting. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you.
Bye.